Hello, lovely listeners. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Community First podcast, a BPA podcast where we discuss social and legal issues with the community. I am Christian Kunedu Odame, a legal associate at BMP Associates, and I'll be your host for today's episode. Today, we'll be discussing the topic Road Ready, Mastering Ghana's Vehicle and Driver Licensing Laws. This is the first leg of a two-part series that focuses on the legal regulations regarding driving in Ghana. In this episode, we will discuss the preliminary requirements of driving, including the process of obtaining the driver's license, ensuring the vehicle is properly registered, acquiring a road-ready certificate, and the necessity of vehicle insurance. Our special guest for today is Mr. Prince David Ocho. Mr. Ocho is a senior finance officer at the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, and is currently the national chairman of the DVLA Workers Union. He's an activist and a development communicator and an astute conference speaker. Mr. Ocho has a wealth of knowledge and experience regarding today's topic, and we are excited about the great insights he will share with us today. Shall we delve straight into it?
Sure.
Okay. So, my first question is, what are the specific registration requirements that must be met before a person can legally start driving a vehicle in Ghana?
All right. So thank you very much for your question. Let me begin by saying wonderful greetings to all your cherished listeners and to my chief executive and all DVLA staff. DVLA is 25, since we became an authority. And so we are celebrating 25 years of operating as an authority. I want to send a wonderful greetings to all my people. On the legal and regulatory requirement for a person to register a vehicle, first of all, we have to be sure that the vehicle is the person who is seeking to register the vehicle, the owner of the vehicle, and then to establish if duty has been paid at the port. So when you bring the vehicle to our office, the first place you go is with the customs people have also an office within DVLA. So you go there, they verify first the documents are true, the vehicle is what it is, so that you don't bring document for a Daewoo Matiz and then register a Toyota Camry.
Right.
So they check all that, and then after that they stamp and authenticate the document that you can continue to register. After that, you go to the DVLA inspection bay where they also inspect the physical features of the vehicle. The custom people only check to be sure that duty has been paid. So the DVLA people will ensure that the vehicle is in good condition, you've not tinted where you should not tint, your lights are working, and all those things. Then we give you the go-ahead to continue with the registration process. After that, now we do not issue the roadworthy certificate, and because we are going to give you a roadworthy, we send you to one of our private garages to go and do a vehicle inspection. In some of our stations, they do the inspection, that inspection also on the premise. So they do the inspection. If it's a brand new car, we assume that there's no defect. So you just go ahead and register from there. But if it is a home use car, now we don't know where they call home.
Right.
So if it's a slightly used vehicle, then you will have to go to the private garage for them to authenticate that your brakes are working, your steering is good, your tires are good, not worn out, and the car is in good condition, so that we will continue to register. Basically, these are the things that we check after establishing ownership for both the new and the old ownership. Then we can now continue to do the registration of the vehicle.
Okay. So when you commence the process, how long does it normally take to complete registration of the car? I mean, this is in respect of registration of motor vehicles as part of the requirements.
All right. So it's no specific. Every case is different. So now I'm speaking on an operational point of view. Operationally, every case is different. It can be as fast as 2 hours, you're done. And it can delay you for sometimes 2 days, or in extreme cases, possibly a week. So it depends. There are times that registration and transfer of ownership are together. So you didn't import the car, someone else did, and because of that, you are registering and transferring to a new person. Now, there are times the one who sold the car has traveled abroad, and you are trying to establish contact to confirm that this vehicle came to Ghana, it is in your name. and your address and TIN number on it. This person says you have sold it to him. We do not have any transaction evidence to show that you've sold it. Will you confirm that we transfer the vehicle to the person? And sometimes it takes days to be able to establish that communication, and so under such circumstances, it can delay the registration process a little. And then also going to the private garage, if it were that you are doing the inspection just at the office, is faster, but then you are driving to another place we are calling private garage, you go there and do the inspection and come back to our office. Sometimes the turnaround time might increase when you go there. So what some people do is that in order to beat the time, they do the private garage inspection at their own convenience before they come to DVLA, so that by the time you come there, we cut things short for you. And then we also do not control how the customs people will be fast or slow. So if you take an hour or two there before you come back to DVLA for us to attend to you, then it can vary the time that you spend there. It can be as fast as 2 hours, and it can go as slow as maybe a week.
Okay. You mentioned private garage. Are they accredited garages?
Yes, those are accredited DVLA, garages. You know, the workload is big. In the past, when you walk to a DVLA office, it had become like a market. Plenty people, the cars are not getting places to park. Or imagine if all the Totros in Accra will have to come to one office to get a roadworthy sticker. And we said, no, this is too much pressure on us, and it is too much burden on the client. So what we did was to privatize that function that the authority does and give it to qualified private companies to do that. So now even in Accra, we have numerous private garages. You can go to Circle at the STC yard. We have those at Laboni cantonments, can go to Plaspark behind Zenith College. We have some in Tema, we have some at Spinkters. We have, they're scattered at Chimota, Dome, and plenty of them in town. So that wherever you are, you can just walk to the nearest one and do your roadworthy there. And they do specifically roadworthy and then inspection of vehicles. Yeah.
So you obtain the roadworthy before you come and register the vehicle?
If it is a new vehicle, brand new, no. If it's a slightly used vehicle, you go there for the roadworthy inspection. Because once we register the vehicle, the authority is mandated to give you the roadworthy. And because we privatize this function, we are no more keeping the gadgets and equipment to do that kind of test. So we let you go there and do that test so that you bring the report, and based on that report, we rely on it to give you a roadworthy certificate.
Okay. Only when the vehicles are registered, are you issued with any documents to show that you have now registered the vehicle?
Yes. In the past, we're given plenty papers, but now we have cut down on that. You still get your what we call vehicle registration certificate. VRC is a card. That's the one you use to do your roadworthy. And now we are giving everybody a smart card, just like your driver license. And the smart card contains all the information of the vehicle. And so even if you travel anywhere in the country or around the world and you show that card as your car document, it contains all the information that is needed. And so you use that one. And then we, just for formality's sake, we give you copies of the custom documents that you brought from customs to register the vehicle. But in the olden days, the Form A, Form C, and all those forms that we're issuing are a thing of the past now. Yeah.
So the next question is, when your car is as your car is registered, you are assigned a registration number.
Yes.
Can you tell us about how the number is generated?
Okay. So there are two things. You can, in fact, three. We have special number, special identification number, and a regular number. Right now, because we've computerized the system, what the system does is that the numbers are selected randomly. It doesn't follow order anymore. So that if you registered your car just after me and I get 1, you get 2. It's no more done like that. So now the system will automatically generate one of the many numbers which has been keyed into the system. So I can get 2 and you get 9 or 25. And that is what is done now. Then there are people who say, oh no, I want my date of birth to be my number. So that one, you pay for special number. And that's I think it should be between 600 and 700 Ghana cedis for that service only. So that we give you 1982 or 1975 or any year or any maybe 200, or I want the number 100. So we reserve that number and give it to you.
Okay.
So that can be done. But we also have people who say that is not sufficient. I want to use, say, my name, maybe Boss One, and that's what we call special identification number. So that one you pay a special fee for the special identification number. I think it should be between the region of 8,000 to 10,000 Ghana cedis just for the number. And we think it's in some countries they pay premium, they pay very much than that. So we have made it more affordable. We want everybody to be able to afford that. The more people do, the more we get money. So come and do it. And when that number is assigned to you, it has a lot of benefits. It's not transferable. So if you want to sell your vehicle, you have to withdraw that number and transfer the vehicle to someone, so a person can now re-register.
Right.
So more or less, the person gets a new year registration number. That's good. And then also you can transfer that number to another vehicle of yours. So you buy another car and then you want to use the number Boss One on that car, then you can just transfer to that car. And this time you are not going to pay that fee again. You just pay some administrative fee for transferring your number. Yeah.
And once your car is registered, is it forever, or you have to go to DVLA to renew it from time to time?
The word forever is another thing. You are supposed to change your number plate every 2 years.
Okay.
Not to be given another number, but we assume that these are metals. They can corrode, they can fade. So in order for you not to be driving a faded number every 2 years, you come and replace the number plate. And then there's a particular style, size, and design of a plate that is accepted. In recent time, we see people using glass plate and all those stylish plates. That is not acceptable. It is an aluminium coated plate. If it is commercial, it's yellow. If it's private, it's white. And then the embossment is done on it. So the embossment companies use an embossment machine, they emboss it, and then it is painted for you to use. Any other plate other than that is illegal. And if you look at the features of the plate now, it has the information of the office where you are registering. So if it's GR, is Accra. If it's GG, is Kutunse. If it's GT, is Tema, and things like that. Then you have the number assigned to the vehicle, maybe GR21, and then it ends with the year of registration. So this is 2024, so it ends with 24, and then the Ghana flag is somewhere hiding there. In the past, it was just numeric. It was alphanumeric, in that you get the number, the station there, the number is there, and they ended with maybe A, B, C, D. We did that up to Z. And then we now came to 07.
Okay.
And then 08, 9, 10, now that we are at 24. There are conversations to possibly review the number plate regime, but it has not been formalized yet, so we are sticking with what we have now.
So once you assign a registration number, you must necessarily affix it on your vehicle, the number plate.
Yes.
Sometimes you see people put it on their dashboard that it has removed. Is it an offense? Must you, at all times, make sure it is fixed on the vehicle?
It must be fixed on the vehicle. That's the position of the law. Your number plate must be fixed on the vehicle. The reason being that is like the identification for the vehicle. And now we have cameras in town that's monitoring everything that's going on. So a vehicle passes, is the same color and size and everything as yours, and we are unable to trace the number. If we don't, then anybody we see becomes a suspect. So for you to even defend yourself, make sure it is there, so that when we see that one, we'll know that this is not yours, so you are safe. It works in both ways. Sometimes you might think you are dodging something, but you can also be buying trouble. when it happens to another vehicle and we think it is yours because the color and stripes on it are the same as yours, then by the time you are able to justify that it wasn't you, maybe you would have spent some 48 hours in police custody. So save yourself the toil and hassle. Just make sure the number plate is on your vehicle. Then everybody can see your car and the number. And if there's something going on, someone is stealing from you and somebody sees it, they can report it, that vehicle number so and so, something has been stolen from your car. Then everybody will know. So it is in your best interest to make sure it is fixed on the vehicle. We do not for the fact that it is possible your number plate can get missing, it can fall down. I mean, these are embossements. When that happens, the first thing you do is to go to the police and make a report that my number plate is missing. They'll give you a police extract and you bring it to the DVLA. We'll file it on the vehicle showing that one number plate was missing on this date, blah, blah, blah. The person was driving around this neighborhood. Then we also file a copy. The reason being that someone can use that to go and commit a crime, and you have not reported that your number plate is missing, or you have even spotted someone using your number plate. Now, if that continues and it becomes a police case, you are the one in whose name that number has been registered in the system. So we'll come and arrest you.
Right.
That you have to justify and prove beyond reasonable doubt that it wasn't you and you have no knowledge about it. So to save yourself, if you lose one, don't just say, I can't find it. Come and report it to the police. Bring us the extract. Let us file it on your behalf so that if anything happens, it can be traced.
So I have two last questions, and then on registration of motor vehicles. One is, once you register the vehicle, can it be withdrawn, the registration, or be revoked?
Revoking a vehicle registration number, I have not seen one before, but withdrawn, yes, because say you register your car regularly for a regular number, like I was explaining, 3 numbers. Then you say, I want a special identification number now. Maybe after 3 years of using my car, I still see my car is very new and perhaps modern in the system. Now I am rich. I want to use Boss 1 or Quadro 2. Then you come to us and then we withdraw that number and re-register the vehicle for you. Again, for the GV vehicles, the green plates, the government's vehicles, there are times they will auction a vehicle and then someone will buy it and wants to register or transfer ownership. We cannot give an individual, a private individual, a GV number. So we withdraw the GV and give you another number so that you can now use it as a private individual. The same applies to the diplomats. They use red plates. So a diplomatic mission in Ghana is using a particular card. They are leaving the country, or for whatever reason they've sold or transferred ownership of the vehicle. A private person cannot be using a red plate, so we withdraw the number and re-register the vehicle for the person. They all come with rules and regulations, but that's practice how it's done.
Right. And last question is, we see this DV plate, popularly known as DV.
Yeah.
The red and white.
Yes.
Does it mean that vehicle is not yet registered? And is it legal to have that kind of plate?
Okay. The DV plate, and if I should extend it, the DP plate, when you take the car from port, direct from port, DP, we give that to you to move from the port to the place where the vehicle is going to, and that expires in 14 days. So if within the 14 days you have not registered the vehicle, you want to maybe sell it, or you think there are some defects on the vehicle, and so you want to take your time and fix the defects before you do registration, then you obtain a DV plate. The DV plate is valid for a period of 1 year, but not from the date you bought it, from the beginning of the year. So if you buy it in 31st December, the price is the same as if you buy it in January, but it will expire at the same time. So we give the DV plate, and it also comes with regulations, so you can use the DV plate as long as you have not registered the vehicle. But I can also assure you, it's not always that you see a DV and means the vehicle is not registered. Maybe someone went to spray the car and they had removed the number plate on it and polished the car and all the things they do after that. The person has not been able to obtain another number plate replacement for the car. So moving it from maybe the spray point to DVLA or wherever he wants to go to, he can put a DB plate on it. So if you are a buyer and you want to buy a car like that, you have to check, because sometimes they can also lure you into buying a vehicle because you think it's not being registered, but it's registered. They've removed the registration number and they've put a DV on it. It can happen.
So just to be clear, if you respray your car to a different color, you need to notify DVLA?
Yes, because on your roadworthy, the color of the vehicle is there on the roadworthy sticker. So if the car has changed from red to blue, you notify us so that we amend our records and change your roadworthy sticker for you.
Right. Yeah. And then just the last question is, it is an offense to drive an unregistered vehicle on the road, is it?
And yes, an unregistered vehicle, yes. If the car has no DV plate, no DP plate, no regular special or number plate on it, yes, you cannot drive a vehicle.
Punished by the law.
Yes, the position of the law is that you can have a summary conviction of either 250 penalty unit or a prison sentence not exceeding 12 months or both. So yes, you don't just use your crutchy powers to be driving a vehicle without registration. You can be punished severely for that.
And how about those who, when they are caught, is, I'm on my way to DVLA to go and register,
but
you are still caught?
So you should come with something, a DV plate, a DP plate. When the car was moving from the port, we gave you a plate. Where is it? And then if you knew that you were not going to register at this time, even the DV plate, you can rent some for a short period of time, and then move the vehicle to the DVLA. And whilst you were on your way coming, if that car was used to commit a crime, how are we going to trace it? Or somebody knocked the car and everybody in the car got bent. How are we going to be able to identify that this is where the car is coming from, this person? By all means, we must get some reference points that we can use to track the vehicle, and one of those references is the DV plate. That if you bought it from DVLA, we have a record, so we can be able to say, okay, there's a telephone number of the person who came to buy the plate. Then we can track that to maybe get to a relative or something, right? Having nothing on the vehicle, that is illegal. We'll catch you, the law will deal with you.
Thank you. So now we've dealt with one of the requirements, that is, you must register your motor vehicle. So we can move to the next one, that is driving what so what can you briefly tell us the steps involved in acquiring your license?
Okay, so the driving license is also a very simple process. In the past, there was a lot of paperwork, but now we've zeroed it all down. And we sit behind a computer, provide us with your details, and then it starts work. Now we get your Ghana card, so we know your name and all the date of birth, and that information must sit. The systems must communicate. So the DVLA system and what you have at the National Identification Authority must be the same. And when you come, we check your Ghana card, and then we compare the records there before we proceed to issue a driver license to you. So that's the first step, Ghana card. Then another one is that you do a physical inspection. The officer who is supposed to sign that indeed this person you can proceed to be issued with a driver license will check your physical features. This guy doesn't have hands. He wants to drive, or he can't smell, or he cannot see, or he can't hear. So sometimes they will not tell you this is what I'm testing, but they will engage you in some funny way, try to ask you something or two or this or that to ascertain that you are even seeing him, you can hear him, and things like that. Then once that is established, primarily we you can go ahead and process for a driver license. Once you have that, you can make payment, and then we schedule a date for you to come and write a computer-based test. Now, before you write the computer-based test, you have to go to mandatorily, you should learn at least 10 days at a driving school for them to give you the rudiments of driving and all that. And then the driving school will give you a certificate. So we attach that certificate to your biometric information that we captured, and then we let you now go and write our computer-based test. We also let you go and do an eye test. in recent times, there have been proposals that we should consider doing a total health check, so that if someone has, say, seizure or anything, no, it's not seizure, epilepsy, that can cause seizure, and you don't know that this is an epileptic patient, and our officers will not be able to detect that. It can cause an accident on the road. So there are conversations around that area, but for now, what we do is the eye test, compulsory eye test. You do that, and we attach all these records and let you come and write our computer-based multiple choice test. When you finish that, then you come and do a road science test. And after the road science test, we let you do a practical driving test. After passing all that, then we issue you with a driver license. So we'll give you a temporary driver license, which comes with a P plate. When you come afresh, before you go to the driving school, we'll give you an L plate. That shows that you're a learner. So if you see anybody using L, means the person is now learning how to drive. Be careful. And then also you must use that plate and drive only when you have a qualified driver sitting by you. So once you complete the process, then we'll give you a temporary license and give you a P plate. It normally should last about 3 months, within which you can now get your actual driving license. Then within that time, we expect that if you were driving, you would have mastered one or two things, and you can now withdraw the P plate.
So the initial process of, completing the documentation, it can be done online.
Yes, you just go to online.dvla.gov.gh.
Online.dvla.gov. Okay.
.gh, yes.
Okay. So we'll all note that you commence the initial process of completing the documentation by going to this particular website.
Yes.
Online.dvla.gov.gh.
Yes. Okay. So that's in fact, everybody who has a license, your records are there.
Yes,
so all you need is to query the system. Mostly we encourage people to use their telephone number to do it. As your username and sometimes password. So, or you generate any password of your choice. When you come to our place, you log on. Anytime you want to come for a service at DVLA, you log on to this portal, and then an OTP is sent to you to confirm that it is you opening your own system, so that somebody else cannot have access to your system. Once you open it, then you can select the service you want, and every one of our services is there. So you select the service type that you want, and then you can even pay online. That's what we've done now. You can pay online, and then after that, walk straight to DVLA with your receipt showing that I've paid for this service and I want you to render, and then it's done for you immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are issued the receipt online.
Yes.
Okay.
When you pay online, you get the receipt. It can be on your phone. You come show it to us, and then we do business with you.
So at what point are you notified to come for the various tests? Is it done online or after you are issued with the receipt?
Okay, so if these services, the online is up to the point of payment. Once payment is made, you have to still come to the office. You have to show your eye test report. So some of the things you have to bring them to the office before we can schedule a date for you. The date as at now is not done online. Maybe in future we'll get there.
Okay.
But you cannot schedule a date online.
So for clarification purposes, once I complete the process, I pay, I'm issued with the receipt. Then I have to take steps to walk to a DVLA office that I've made this payment.
Payment, yes.
So then you will schedule the date for me to come and take the various
Yes,
tests.
please.
Okay. And after all these processes have been, the various tests, and then you are issued with the P plate, and after 3 months you get the driver's license.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Are we given a particular type of license for various classes of vehicles, or once you get a license from DVLA, I can even go and drive a tractor?
No. Okay. So we have different classes of license, and for the records, let me share this before. The test that we write, some people have complained that the English and all that thing is they are not familiar with it. And for a tractor driver in Kumasi who is not looking for any Obroni passenger, he doesn't get the reason why he should be writing a test in English. So what we are trying to do now is developing a new protocol where we have all the questions that you can answer in a number of local languages. So I think we are starting with about 8 languages. So Opetria Mia 1. Domi Hausa. Then you can choose the language that you want, and then the questions will be now it's oral instead of you sitting there and reading the objective questions and choosing. So it becomes oral. So you wear your headset, and then you are before your computer, and then the question will be asked you in the language you have chosen. Then you point to the answer on the screen. Then it continues like that.
Is this being implemented now?
That's what we are doing. It's just close.
Okay.
In fact, we've started working on it. The translation work is almost completed. So very soon it will be the norm. We are getting there. Now back to what you were asking about the classes of license. We have license A, B, C, D, E, and F.
Okay.
Now, you can also get a multiplication of them. Under the current law, you can license A and E. A is for motorbikes, and then E is for equipment. So equipment like tractors, combine harvesters, bulldozers, wheel loaders, on all the agri equipment and construction equipment, they form under category E. So you must get an E license before you can operate them. In fact, we call it operator license. We don't say they are driving them, we say you are operating them. So you need E license. A, like I said, motor, bicycle, and tricycles. So if you have A or E or A and E, you cannot drive a vehicle. Now, for vehicle licenses, the current law is that you must get a B license. Use it for at least 2 years, then we can upgrade you to a C license. Then after 2 years, you can upgrade to a D license, and then after 2 years, you can go to F. E is equipment, so we don't give you E, then you can now go to F. We've realized, however, that someone has been a mate and learned how to drive an articulated truck for 6 years already. Then you say come and get a license B, which can only drive saloon cars or something like that. So we realize in the near future that is not a very fair way to deal with people. So we are trying to amend our law, and that's one of the things that we are considering to do, so that if you know how to drive articulator, you get your F license, you can drive only articulator, and you can't drive a saloon car. But we are not there yet. We'll get there in the near future. So the B license can drive saloon cars, 4x4 vehicles, or the V8, and the maximum capacity is for motor vehicles, the 15-seater or van bus. That will be the maximum capacity you can drive. Then we have the C license for buses that are above the 16, and then it is not above 32.
Okay.
Yes. So in between 16 and 32 seater, and then there are also certain category of trucks like Gabusoka Metro and those small trucks. You can also use the C license to drive it, but it should not be 32. It's 45. So the seating capacity, if it's a bus, should not be more than 45, and if it's a truck, should not be more than 10,000 kilograms. And the weight, the gross weight of the vehicle. Then we also have the D license, which is for buses and coaches. So anything up to, I think, about a 60-seater bus, or the buses and coaches you can drive. And if it's a truck, it should not be more than 35,000 kilograms. So if you are within that enclave, then you can also use the D license. Then the final one is the F license, which is for articulated trucks. Yeah, so if you are driving anything that's articulated, those heavy duty trucks, then you have to use the F license.
So is there a special license that allows you to drive multiple vehicles?
So you can obtain multiple what do we call it? Multiple licenses.
Okay.
So you can have A, B, C, or A, D, E.
At one time?
Yeah, you can obtain that. So when you're coming first, Now you can only do a B. So we say you want A for motor, B for car, and E for equipment. So we should do all for you. We can do it for you like that.
And licenses, is it renewable? I mean, is it for a specified period of time? Maybe 2 years, 3 years. You have to go back and renew.
The card lasts for 6 years.
Okay.
However, every 2 years you are supposed to renew it.
Okay.
So you come, we check your eyes if you can still see well, and then there are conversations that we should let you do a refresher, something, but we are not there yet. For now, just check your eyes, and then we renew it by putting a renewal sticker on the card for you. Then we record it in the system that your license has been renewed. So every 2 years you renew it, and then when the 2 renewals are exhausted, then you come for replacement of the card. Then we do a replacement for you.
Oh, okay. And can if I have my license, can it be revoked?
Yes. If you are committing too many offenses on the road, and we realize that you are a danger to yourself and to other road users, then we are obliged to protect you by revoking your license. I mean, we see it as protecting you, so we revoke the license, and then you are, however, not prevented from starting the process afresh to obtain another driver license.
Can somebody be bad for life? That you never step near a vehicle?
I have not seen that situation before, but yes, it can. For instance, if you have a health challenge that is preventing you from driving, then we will actually notify the system that anytime this person comes here, reject it. And we have your bio data already, so you can't skip. Anytime you put your fingerprint on the machine, it will tell us, warning, this person should not obtain a driver license, and then we'll be able to let you go back home. Maybe we'll give you a bottle of Coke to drink, then we send you home peacefully.
So it's an offense, obviously, to drive without a vehicle. If you don't, drive without a license.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And what's the punishment for that?
Okay, so if you drive without a license, you are the same as the one who was driving a vehicle without registration. Either you spend 12 months in prison, or you pay 250 penalty unit, or you do both.
Okay.
And then our license, we are ISO certified.
Okay.
So our license is accepted anywhere in the world. Yeah. So when you go somewhere and you want to convert your Ghana license to say a UK license, you are not now going to take tests there. They will just look at your Ghana license and do conversion of license for you. So you seamless transition. Get another.
Is there a similar mechanism for foreigners also?
Yes.
License.
Yes. When foreigners also come to Ghana and their license is in English,
okay,
the only thing you add is you give us your passport, and then you also give us your license records. When you in foreign countries, when you are a perennial offender, they keep records of all your offenses and the classes of license you can drive and all those things. So you print that record and you attach it and bring it. We look at it and then we convert your license for you in Ghana. And then we also have the international driving permit for people who are traveling abroad, and you might spend 3 months, 4 months, or so it lasts up to a year. When you are going, then we give, because you cannot drive with the Ghana license there unless you want to convert it. But if you want to drive there and you are not going to keep long, so I don't really need a UK license, then we can give you a foreign license, international driving permit. That's what we call it. Then you go there, you can drive with that in UK, in any country that you are visiting for the period that you are staying there until you come back, if it's within the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the renewal process too can also be done online, applying for your license to be renewed.
Yes, you can apply to renew it online, but the eye test will not be done online. Okay. So when you come to our premise, we have a lot of eye test centers around us. You go there, you can check on our website. We have all the accredited eye test centers there, so you can pass there. They'll do the eye test, then you walk to our office and obtain the sticker. We're trying to see if we can have some of our stickers and our offices at some of the accredited eye test centers, and we do presently. including a fresh look around the airport. And so yes, some of the eye test centers have a DVLA accredited staff there, so that when you finish the eye test, they just do the sticker for you there. There will be no need to go and look for another office. We're trying to make our services as accessible as possible so that everybody can have it without stress.
Okay. The last two questions on driving licenses. If my license is lost, I can apply for
replacement of driver license.
Okay.
Yes, that one is replacement of missing license. Yes, and we do it for you. When you come, we check the system to first ascertain that indeed it is you and your records are found. Then we will let you know how much money you have to pay, and then you also go and do an eye test, and then we'll do a replacement of the license for you.
And so by law, you are mandated to, at all times, so long as you are driving, to carry your driver's license.
Yes.
Can I keep an original copy in the car and leave?
The law gives you some tiny caveat that they can also give you some time within 24 hours to produce it, but the operation of the law has not also stated what the police should do in such circumstances when you have not provided it, whether they will hold on to your vehicle for you to produce it before, or they will let you go and bring it, or where they will ask you to produce it. Those things are unclear. So it is advisable that wherever you're going, you pick your license. In the near future, we must get there as a matter of urgency, because you see, where we have come from, the first driver license that was issued was a plate worn like a medal. Yeah. So you were mandated to carry something like that. I believe these days that you can query the system to see your records online and all that. We will get to a time where you wouldn't necessarily have to check someone's physical license, or it can even be on your phone. Once you open the portal and show that, oh, this is my license, it's there and everything. I think we'll get there. Time will come where the police will just let you put your finger on a machine and it will show your license and driver history and all that. So we are getting there, but for now we beg you take your license along with you. Yeah.
And okay, I think captured all the questions on driver's license. So the next requirement is the road use certificate. I think you've touched on that a little. So as part of the requirement, we understand that you must have a roadworthy certificate.
Yes.
That is also done by DVLA.
Yes, it's done by DVLA. We work with the what do we call the Ghana Highway Authority. So no, it's not with the authority, it's the ministry responsible for roads. So more or less we collect the money for the road fund secretariat.
Okay.
There's a portion of that roadworthy money that goes to them so that it is used to work on our roads. There are a lot of tests that you should pass before your vehicle is given a roadworthy certificate. And this includes, we check your brakes, your tires, your lights, your seat belts, and all those things are checked by the inspection team before we issue you with a roadworthy certificate. They even now have a partnership that we had with the World Bank, machines to do emission testing, so that we can check the emissions that you are putting in. Because some car pass by you, sometimes you know that you are sick.
Sometimes you wonder the kind of vehicles we have on our road.
So the roadworthy people will have to check all that to be sure that the vehicle is fit to be driven on our road before the roadworthy is issued. Those instances happen because if it's a private vehicle, the roadworthy expires after 1 year.
Okay.
If it's a commercial vehicle, 6 months. So maybe the person did it in January. By October, the car has grown weak based on usage and all that. So it's possible the roadworthy was obtained earlier, and over time the car has now become smoky or tired or rickety or something like that. that is why we also have our enforcement team on the road every day, monitoring to see if there's a car that they catch you like that, then they will punish you. They will let you pay a fine, and they will also, so this one is spot fine, you pay there, and then they will also insist that you go and work on the vehicle. If we catch you twice, then we'll have to seize your vehicle. So that you have to now move it only to a garage to make sure you are working on it. If you don't work on it and we seize it continuously, then we don't know what else we can do. And there are times that we can block the vehicle in our system. So let's say you are driving, you see a car that is not supposed to be roadworthy, but it's plying the road. You just send us a notice with the car number, and it will be blocked in the system. Yeah, until you fulfill the requirement, then we can give you another roadworthy certificate. Other than that, you can never renew your roadworthy.
Okay. Yeah. And without the roadworthy, the car cannot be on the road.
If you drive it, you are putting yourself at risk for 12 months in prison.
Right.
So you have to come and do the right thing.
And the last one is, what's the nature of the certificate? Is it a sticker or like?
Okay, so it's two things. Remember earlier when we were talking about the vehicle, I said we had the vehicle registration certificate, the VRC. So when you go and do the roadworthy, you go with that one as well. They will sign and stamp inside to show that you've done it, and then we also issue you with a sticker to be put in front of the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So some people don't like, pasting the sticker on the vehicle. They keep it in their.
I just don't know why nobody wants to remove their windshield. You want the glass in front of the car. Nobody wants to remove it. But the roadworthy sticker, they want to remove that one. How do we know your vehicle is roadworthy? The policeman or the DVLA team that's on the road, they are not magicians. They cannot find a way to authenticate whether your vehicle is roadworthy or not. So necessarily, please, you must fix your roadworthy sticker. Other than that, I don't know how the police deal with them, but as for the DVLA team, they are no mercy team. They stop everybody, okay? They stop everybody, including once they stop the DVLA chief executive to inspect his car. And it's their work. Chief, you sent us to come and do this job. And so we are doing it. Please enjoy the patience while we search. That's it. So if we've done it to our own boss, don't expect that you'll be treated any different. Now, I know people who have gone and then when they meet them, they say, oh, I know your director, I know it. Then the team will call director, someone is here, he says he knows you. They will make sure by all means they will let you comply. That's why we call them compliance team. So, and then they even check tinted. When you tint your front glasses, I think they give a leeway for the back, but for the door glasses for the back seat. But if it's the front seat, they will ensure that it has been removed. You have paid the fine before they will let you go.
Right.
If you don't and say you drive past them and run away, they will just block your number. And you cannot do any roadworthy again until you have come to do it and paid penalty to that effect. So we are getting there gradually. We don't have plenty people like the way the MTTD has people across the country checking at every junction, but we have teams almost from every DVLA office that are doing compliance, and we are hopeful that very soon compliance will become an active part of our work, so that everybody will be compelled to comply. And we are everywhere now. We are monitoring from junction to junction, one DVLA office to the other. And we also work in collaboration with the Ghana Police Service. So when we catch you, we have caught you, and you do not know when we will get to you. So why will you drive without a roadworthy sticker and then wait until we catch you? Then the new term on social media, and I will explain tire. You explain and then we will still not understand you. So just put it there. It's a simple sticker. I won't destroy the beauty of your car. Then we move on. Yeah.
Okay. So the last requirement we understand is getting your vehicle insured.
Sure.
Yeah. And so what's the process for that one also? And also, what type of insurance can I go for? Am I mandated to go for comprehensive, or I can go for third party? And what is the difference?
Okay, so our team will only check that your car has a motor insurance.
Okay.
And whether you do third party or comprehensive is your own palaver.
Okay.
But then you should also know that when the eventuality happens, the type of insurance you did will determine the suffering you suffer. A friend of mine called recently, his car had an accident and it's really damaged. And I asked him, do you have comprehensive insurance? He said no. I said, then you are dead. In these days that everybody is struggling. And then I remember one Christmas when my engine broke down, when people were buying chicken, I was buying car engine. So if you want to have your peace of mind, you can try your hands on the comprehensive. When you are paying, it's difficult, but when you finish, it is sweet, so that you can enjoy. But we will not fault anybody for doing third party. And now they even have third party fire and theft, third party with the slight modifications and all that.
So just so our listeners understand the difference, can you tell us the difference between the two types of insurance?
Okay, so the comprehensive insurance is such that, on a layman's perspective, and let me put it here, I don't work for the National Insurance Authority or work with any insurer, so I'm just giving a layman an explanation here. When it's comprehensive, it means that should anything happen to the vehicle or people in the vehicle, both the vehicle, the people in it, and a third person who was affected by the accident or whatever has occurred, all of you will be taken care of. So that is comprehensive insurance. Your car knocks down an Okada man, you, the Okada man, the Okada and the car, all of you are catered for by the insurance. If it's a third party, what you have done is that you have told the insurance company, if me and the vehicle get accident, don't mind me. Don't mind the vehicle. Just take care of the person I have knocked down, or the vehicle I have knocked, or something like that. So that's what the third party does. And then each one of them come with the maximum amount they can spend on you. So the maximum amount I'm told for the third parties, I think about 3,000 cedis or something around that figure. If that money is that small, so you see, you can't do much. You the kobo BV8 mona in the sense about Kokratua, you can't take care of that. So if it's comprehensive, they do, I think, is it 5 or 10% of the value of the car? I think it's 5% of the value of the vehicle plus some administrative charges that they add to. So that one, normally the sum assured is bigger. And so even though the premium you are paying is that small, they can actually buy a new car for you if the eventuality happens. And they can also take care of whichever third party is involved in the accident. So all that is catered for if it's comprehensive. That is how good it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the last question, so by law, you need to get your car insured.
Yes.
And then do you need to carry evidence of the insurance in your vehicle at all times?
The insurance also comes with a sticker.
Okay.
Now the National Insurance Authority they've gone a little advanced, and now they can check with an SMS.
Okay.
So when the police stop you, they can just query their SMS platform, and they will know whether this car has been insured or not.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it is possible that in the near future, even if you are not carrying a sticker or a card on you, such a query can be done and you can be found whether it is there or not. So yes, when they check the system and they find out that your car is not insured, then they will find case, they will deal with you. But if you've done it, so you can also put the sticker in front of the car, and normally insurance will come with an insurance contract. So there's a paper they give you, then you can keep that one at home or keep it in the car, wherever you keep it. But by all means, you should also keep the sticker. It's one of the mandatory things that you should have on your vehicle.
Thank you very much, Mr. Archer. So, can you give us your concluding advice or, a remark for our listeners regarding regulatory requirements regarding driving in Ghana?
Okay, so the law is simple and easier to obey. What we recommend everybody do is that when you want to register a vehicle or you want to obtain a driver license and you are not sure of what to do, walk to any DVLA office and talk to any of our officers. Now our social media handles are active, so you can even query any of our social media handles on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on TikTok. Just ask a question, how do I go about this? And someone is not a robot, a human being sitting at the office will attend to you and take you through the system and how you should go about it and all that. We are there to guide you and to help you to comply. So let's make our work easy. A friend of mine has been saying that many are mad, most are driving. So when you are on the road, don't ever assume that anybody who is behind the wheel is a good driver. Some of them are driving with all the terrible things that have happened to them in the house for the past 1 month. And so their minds are really troubled and tortured. If you are standing by the roadside and you think you are safe, someone will just knock you down. So be observant, be vigilant. If you are driving, be careful. Don't let other people's frustration get to you. If they are driving and they are not driving clean, don't worry. Maybe they are having problems with their wives at home. Everybody has their own issues, but always keep a clean head and make sure their troubles are not getting to you, because the slightest mistake you do, we are talking about lives. And for us, our mantra is your safety, our concern. So always make sure that your safety is your number one priority. If you think someone holding a CA drives well, in our office, someone drove all the way to the door, like here to the wall, and is supposed to park. The only thing we realized is the person stepped on the accelerator again. Instead of braking, broke the wall.
Wow.
And entered into our fire room. So you can imagine, we're only blessed that there was nobody in the room at the time. And because of that, we have all become very careful. When we see a car coming, run. Don't be standing in front of it. So Baboko is coming to park. There's nothing like that. A car is a machine. Machines can malfunction. They can behave any way they want. So let's not have that assurance, reliability that someone is sitting in the car, he will do the right thing. Whenever you see a car, put yourself at a very safe distance, a safe location, and let the car pass. You are not a machine. You don't want trouble. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ochil, sorry. Thank you very much for this great insight. So as key takeaways, your car must be necessarily registered. You must get insurance, get road-ready certificates, and your driver's license in order to be legally compliant while driving on the road. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, our dear listeners. We hope this has been an insightful one for you. You've learned quite a lot. We have more insightful episodes ahead. And until then, bye-bye for now.